You know what's worse than an HOA? Karen? A Karen with a law degree. Picture this. I'm standing on the deck of my late uncle's lake cabin, spatula in one hand, cold beer in the other, just trying to grill some burgers in peace. And here comes Amber Scott, our community's self-declared legal terrorist in designer heels, demanding I hand over my keys for her so-called VIP retreat. I just stare at her and say, "Not happening." And right then, her whole mask slips, clipboard swinging threats flying faster than her fake eyelashes. That woman just declared war on my inheritance, and she had no idea what kind of battle she was stepping into. Grab your snacks, because what happened next got real expensive for everyone. So let me back up a sec. It's July 2024. And I'm just settling into this cabin that my Uncle Tom's second father to me really left after he passed. It's not fancy, but man, it's peaceful. Well, was peaceful until Amber, the HOA president with a JD and a God complex, decided my last name was an existential threat to her rule. I didn't even know we were on her list, but apparently the Morgans have always been a thorn in her perfectly manicured side. Anyway, I'm out there flipping burgers for a couple buddies watching the sun melt into the lake when I hear those heels click, click, click like the world's most judgmental metronome. Amber shows up in an $800 power suit and launches into her monologue without so much as a hello. "Charles will need your cabin for the VIP retreat this weekend." Not may we, nope, she's just informing me like I'm renting from her or something. I just keep flipping the burgers and say, "Yeah, that's not happening." Her smile calcifies into something sharp. "I see," she says, and those two words drip more venom than a sack of rattlesnakes. Perhaps you're not familiar with Community Covenant Section 12.4 Addendum 2019. She's rattling off legal code like she's casting a spell, and honestly, for a minute there, I almost buy it. But then she starts tapping her pen like she's counting down to my doom. Community obligations aren't suggestions, Charles, they're requirements. And the way she spits my name, you'd think she was tasting battery acid. This wasn't about rules, it was personal. Bad blood I didn't even know about. Uncle Tom always said this lake had stories, and I guess Amber Scott was one of them. My friends are trying to act normal, but you could cut the tension with a butter knife. So I try to keep it civil. "Look, Amber, this is my property. I didn't sign up for mandatory cabin sharing." She hits me with, "Actually, you did. When you accepted the inheritance, you accepted all associated obligations. 72-hour compliance period starts now." And she slaps a violation notice already filled out on my table like she's serving a warrant. As she walks away, she throws this grenade over her shoulder. "Your uncle thought community rules were suggestions too. Look how that ended for him." I'm left there staring at a stack of legal mumbo-jumbo and a pile of burnt burgers, feeling like the dumbest millionaire in Texas. None of this was in the paperwork when I inherited the place. Something smelled fishy, and it wasn't just my overcooked dinner. So I call the cops. The officer shows up, looks exhausted, and tells me HOA disputes are 35% of our civil calls, sir. Unless there's a physical threat, this is between you and your attorneys. Awesome, so I'm on my own. I dig through every deed and will and scrap of paper. Uncle Tom left nothing about recreational facility access or mandatory sharing. But there's one line that stands out, including all riparian rights and associated water features. I had no clue what that meant, but something told me Amber did. Next morning, I call Bobby Carter, a retired attorney who helped write the original bylaws. He takes one look at Amber's violation notice and starts chuckling. "You know what's interesting about this 2019 addendum?" he asks, grinning. "What if I told you this entire legal threat doesn't actually exist?" That question haunts me for 2 weeks. Fast forward to the community's annual pool party. Bobby drags me there. Let's see what happens when we ask some uncomfortable questions in public. The place is packed. Kids everywhere, parents gossiping over wine coolers, and Amber holding court like a queen bee. She sees me, and her face goes from sweet to Siberian winter in a blink. Then she clinks her glass and announces to everyone, "We're rolling out a new cabin access rotation," as if my property's just a timeshare. That's when I stand up and Bobby tries to hold me back, but I can't. Actually, Amber, that's not happening. The whole place goes dead silent. Amber looks ready to explode. Her clipboard actually flies into the pool papers everywhere. 8 years of control undone in a splash. People are filming her meltdown. She tries to recover wetsuit hair slicked back, sputtering about legal channels, but the damage is done. I almost feel bad for her. Almost. But then she hisses at me on her way out. "This isn't over, Charles." And I know she means it. Over the weekend, the video of her breakdown goes viral in the neighborhood. Then I get the survey results Amber ordered, hoping to bust me on boundary violations. Turns out I own not just the shoreline, but 127 feet into the lake. My property isn't just a cabin, it's the whole damn waterfront. Then the title company calls voice low like she's sharing state secrets. "Mr. Morgan, how much do you really know about what your grandfather bought in 1962? I barely sleep for days." But before I can dig deeper, Amber's revenge kicks into high gear. At 7 a.m. on a Tuesday, a county inspector shows up, tape measure camera, and an attitude. Amber's directing the whole circus. They measure everything: mailbox, porch, garden, gnome, $500 fine here, $300 assessment there. I'm the only lakefront owner, so every special fee is basically a tax on me. Every week, a new violation: mailbox is 2 inches off deck stain, is the wrong color bird feeder in the wrong spot. She's weaponizing bureaucracy like it's an Olympic sport. But here's the twist. Jessica Walker, a law student and caffeine-fueled forensic accountant who works at the community coffee shop, starts digging into HOA finances. "Charles," she tells me, "spreading records everywhere, your HOA's been bleeding money for years. All of it traces back to one person's legal expenses." Turns out Amber's been funneling money through fake vendors, shell companies, registered to herself. $12,000 in maintenance with no receipts. Every time she files a legal motion against me, the HOA pays her lawyer fees. She's turned the HOA into her personal piggy bank. Bobby Carter is horrified. This is organized crime territory. But Jessica finds the real bombshell: those infamous 2019 bylaws Amber cites. The vote was a sham. 12 out of 47 residents. No quorum, no legal standing. Every fine, every assessment, every compliance inspection, completely bogus. But Amber knows this. So why risk prison? That's when Tyler Walsh, the treasurer, comes clean. He's been keeping parallel records, sensing something was off. He's got banking access codes, wire transfer receipts, and digital signatures. The paper trail leads all the way back to the day after Uncle Tom's funeral, when Amber started shifting funds to prep her legal assault. The why lands with a sledgehammer a few days later when the title search finishes. Bobby and I stare at the documents, hearts pounding. My property isn't just the lake, it's the entire lake. All water and mineral rights worth millions. Uncle Tom bought it all in 1962 for peanuts. Amber's not fighting for cabin access, she's trying to steal a gold mine. She knew about the mineral rights all along, and the geological survey she commissioned illegally shows natural gas deposits under the lake worth $50 million. Suddenly everything makes sense: her 15-year obsession, her criminal risk-taking, her willingness to destroy me and Uncle Tom's legacy. It's not about a picnic spot, it's about becoming filthy rich by any means necessary. The fallout is spectacular. Armed with Jessica's forensic report, Tyler's whistleblower records, and Bobby's legal firepower, we take everything to the district attorney. Amber gets hauled out of a board meeting, still clutching her precious clipboard, and charged with felony embezzlement conspiracy and a laundry list of other crimes. Her mugshot is on every local news channel by sunset. Turns out she's been writing apology letters to Uncle Tom for 15 years, stashed in a safety deposit box, along with mineral surveys and real estate plans for the lake. She's confessed to everything. Her letters are part guilt, part obsession. Amber ends up with 18 months in federal prison, $47,000 restitution, 5 years probation, and a lifetime ban from financial work. Tyler, now the interim HOA president, rebuilds the board with real transparency. I keep the lake mineral rights, water the whole empire. But I also get a mountain of legal bills and more gray hair than I'd like. Sometimes justice comes with a price tag. So here's my question for you. Have you ever seen someone destroy their life, chasing something that wasn't really theirs? What drives people to risk it all for revenge, money, or pride? Drop your wildest HOA stories or thoughts on justice in the comments. And if you stuck around this long hit, like and share your take, because in this neighborhood, karma isn't just real, it's spectacular.